Okay, here is the news at noon. First, the highlights. Lagos State government serves contravention notice on Okwaja. Property owners issues 7-day ultimatum. House of Representatives orders Nigeria Electricity Regulatory Commission distribution companies to reverse Band A tariff hike. On the foreign scene, Taiwan shuts down a typhoon Jimmy approaches. In sport, Nigeria to host T20 Cricket World Cup qualifiers in November. Now, the details. I am Taiwo Baruwa. Lagos State government has served contravention notice on over 200 property owners and occupiers in Okwaja waterfront scheme in Itiosa local government area over encroachment on government land. A 7-day ultimatum was also issued to all the affected property owners and occupiers in the area, requiring them to come with relevant documents and approvals that back their occupation of the land. Commissioner for Waterfront Infrastructure Development Yakub Alibiushu, during an inspection tour of the area, said many properties and buildings in the area contravened the law by illegally taking possession of the land not allocated to them by the government. He said 4 contravention notices had earlier been served on the illegal occupant in the Okwaja scheme, adding that the government cannot continue to watch and see the state commonwealth turned to private investment. Lagos State Domestic and Sexual Violence Agency, the SVA, has reiterated its resolve to curb sexual gender-based violence, SGBV, through strategic and behavioral mindset adjustment programs, sensitization and training of all relevant stakeholders in the community of Agbado Okiodo local government area. Executive Secretary of DSVA, Titilala Vaiva Adini, while speaking at an awareness program tagged Man We Sabi, organized the agency for resident traders at Amikole Market, Agbado Kyodo, noted that the initiative was designed to address gender stereotypes in Lagos. Viva Adeni, who spoke through a director in the agency, Damilaria Deusi, said the primary objective is to spread the message in a spirited manner, challenging stereotypes regarding men's involvement in childcare and the essence of partnership, which brokers peace in marriage. She emphasized the need to collectively take responsibility for women empowerment and enjoined the community leaders and residents of Agbado Kyodo markets and its environs to champion gender equality. The campaign addressed men's undeniable roles in promoting lasting partnerships and ending domestic and sexual violence in marriages. The National Assembly has passed the 6.2 trillion naira budget amendment bill for the third reading, as the federal government is to spend about 2 trillion naira on the Lagos-Calabar Highway and other road projects. The bill was passed after the chairman of the Senate Committee on Appropriation, Olamide Adeola, presented his committee's report on the 2024 Appropriation Amendment Bill. President Bola Tinubu had on July 17, 2024, transmitted to the Senate a bill for an act to amend the Appropriation Act 2024 to provide for the sum of 6.2 trillion naira, with 3.2 trillion naira for capital expenditure and 3 trillion naira for recurrent expenditure. During the presentation of the bill, Adeola said the bill was read the first and second time and referred to the Committee on Appropriations for further legislative action. He added that subsequently the committee processed the bill together with the 8 House counterparts in line with relevant rules of legislative practice and procedures. Now to the rest of the stories. The House of Representatives has asked the Nigeria Electricity Regulatory Commission, NERC, and the distribution companies, DISCOs, to reverse the tariff hike for Band A customers immediately. This resolution was reached after the adoption of a report presented by the House Committee on Power. Chairman of the committee, Victor Mokolo, who presented the report, stated that Nigerians cannot afford the new tariff. The committee recommended a return to the status quo. The recommendations were adopted by the Committee of the Whole, after which it was passed, while further investigation into the tariff hike is to be conducted by the House. The NERC in April announced the hike affecting Band A customers who are to pay 225 naira per kilowatt. The National Insurance Commission, NICOM, has called for collaborative efforts to reposition the insurance profession and rebrand the industry for better understanding of its narrative. The Commissioner for Insurance and Chief Executive Officer of NICOM, Olusegun Omoshenyi, who made the call at the investiture of the 52nd President of the Chartered Insurance Institute of Nigeria, CIIN, in Lagos, said this is due to the emerging development at the global national levels. Omoshenyi affirmed commitment to promote a robust, resilient, strong and stable insurance industry that contributes to the economic stability and growth of Nigeria, in line with the renewed hope agenda of President Bola Tinubu and his goal of growing the Nigeria economy to $1 trillion by 2030. The commissioner congratulated the new CIIN president, Yetunde Ilori, and assured her of continuous support in order to explore additional mechanisms of enhancing the existing relationship and in facilitating improved perception, transparency, and public confidence in the insurance industry. In her acceptance speech, Ilori said there was an urgent need for the industry to come out better from the economic crisis. She called on stakeholders to collaborate in the development of the sector. In foreign news now, Taiwan has closed schools, suspended the stock market, and declared a typhoon holiday as Taiwo barreled towards the island, bringing torrential rains and whipping winds to its northeast. Typhoon Taiwo packed sustained wind speeds of 190 kilometers per hour also affected Japan and the Philippines, which announced the government offices would close for the day. President Lee Ching-te has urged everyone to put safety first during a morning emergency briefing, and authorities have evacuated more than 4,000 people living in precarious conditions in the northern regions, particularly Hulain, a mountainous area with high risk of landslides. Taiwan is accustomed to frequent tropical storms from July to October, but experts say climate change has increased their intensity, leading to heavy rains, flash floods, and strong gusts. In sport now, Nigeria has been selected as one of the 3 countries to host the first phase of the sub-regional qualifiers for the 2026 International Cricket Council T20 World Cup qualifiers. The next qualification pathway event on the road to India and Sri Lanka 2026 for African countries will begin in Tanzania in September, followed by Kenya in October, while Nigeria will welcome 5 other countries in November. There are 18 teams in the first place of the African qualifiers, drawn in 3 groups of 6 teams each. Nigeria will host Group C, which also has Botswana, Eswatini, Cote d'Ivoire, Sierra Leone, and St. Helena from November 21 to 30. The Nigeria Cricket Federation currently boasts of world-class playing surfaces at the Tafawa Balewa Square in Lagos, the Moshood Abiola National Stadium in Abuja, Ahmadu Bello Stadium in Kaduna, and the High Performance Center in Benin City, among others. And that's it on the news at noon, but just before we go, Maintain adequate distance from the vehicle ahead of you to avoid collision. You can follow us and like all our various social media platforms. X at Traffic Radio 961, Facebook Lagos Traffic Radio 96.1 FM, Instagram Lagos Traffic Radio 961. Subscribe and watch our news and programs live on YouTube at Traffic Radio 961. You can also visit our website www.trafficradio961.ng. Did you know that the Sanwo-Olu administration generated 12,350 jobs and empowered 17,469 direct and indirect beneficiaries through the Lagos State Agro-Processing Productivity Enhancement and Livelihood Improvement Support Appeals? You can get more details on the Lagos State Government website. To end the news, here are the highlights of the major stories. Lagos State Government has served contravention notice to over 200 property owners and occupiers in Okwaja waterfront scheme in Itiosa local government area over encroachment on government land. The House of Representatives has asked the Nigeria Electricity Regulatory Commission (NERC) and the distribution companies DISCOs to reverse the tariff hike for Band A customers immediately. We also told you that Taiwan has closed schools, suspended stock market, and declared a typhoon holiday as Jaime barreled towards the island, bringing torrential rains and whipping winds to its northeast. And finally, Sport Nigeria has been selected as one of the 3 countries to host the first phase of the sub-regional qualifiers for the 2026 International Cricket Council T20 World Cup qualifiers. For contact with the newsroom, send a message to info@trafficradio961.ng. That ends the news broadcast compiled by Abiola Fagbolagun. I'm Taiwo Baruwa. Thank you for listening. Up next is Lunchtime Waka with MCIs and Temitope Boma Peterside. Thank you for listening. Good afternoon.